Scorpio, welcome to your mid-month check-in. What's up? What's going on? It is my preference to do a general overview for the beginning of the month, and somehow May fell through the cracks. There was just a lot of calendar overlap this past couple of months, but I think I got it sorted. And here we are. We're going to go ahead and do a mid-month check-in and just really look at the remaining balance of May. What's going on, please? Show me, Scorpio. Like always, take what resonates, leave what does not. If there's more than one energy clearly apparent to you on this board today, then you reverse those energies as you see fit. These are, after all, general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate. Frustrating, but normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Show me. Scorpio, show me Scorpio, show me Scorpio, show me Scorpio. What's going on? The Wheel of Fortune, Page of Cups, and the Four of Swords. The Hanged Man. Three of Pentacles, a Devil, Jesus Christ, King of Cups, Judgment, the Lovers. Well, okay, I was ready to say, how uninspired is this reading going to be? Because I'm seeing a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of not much going on in the interim of time passing. I do see you trying to relax. I do see you trying to pay more attention to your own sort of resting, meditation, healing energies, okay? And it's super quiet. It's super calm. And I was like, that's cool. What are we doing with this? And you're like, I don't know yet. The Hanged Man, the Three of Pentacles, the Devil. Now, not so great right there. We're gaining perspective on something. Could be a friendship, acquaintanceship, something that may or may not cooperate with the best of intentions here with the Devil attached to it. Okay. We'll see. Further down the line, King of Cups, Judgment, the Lovers, and it's like, finally, I see something that says, I'm here, I'm showing up, I'm present, I'm accounted for. So I was like, where's the sharpness? Where's your edges? Where are your angles? That's what I was looking for, because it was pretty soft up until that point. Now, don't get me wrong. I am completely respectful of understanding people's needs to check out. Let's be chill, right? But the Wheel of Fortune, Page of Cups, the Four of Swords, that's kind of a long resting period, at least the internal self. What you've been doing in that kind of sleepy cocoon state, I don't know. We'll see. But the Hanged Man, Three of Pentacles, the Devil, hopefully it's lended you some insight, perhaps about toxic connection, toxic friendship, toxic building structures. Three of Pentacles, guys. Sometimes it's just a building structure that's seemingly small. But if it's not doing well, it can still show up as the Devil. Yeah. So I see you getting some insight on that. So hopefully we have some new insight there. And in the future, like, okay, shifting gears. King of Cups, Judgment, the Lovers. You're like, now that that's sorted, which is kind of like my attitude, so I understand that. Now that that's sorted, we can look at other things. So in the King of Cups, Judgment, the Lovers, it's almost like, my heart's feeling like maybe it could be time to open up to a lover type situation. It seems to be under your judgment call, or at least as far as I can tell, it's judgment that's attached to you. But the Lovers is there, so it automatically kind of makes it two energies is going to show up in some way. Okay? So I'm going to say, well, it's kind of a sleepy reading for you. And then you're like, hold on. Hold on. I'm coming out of cocoon right now, so give me a break. Okay. All right, Wheel of Fortune kicking it off. I'm going to see the passage of time. In other words, it's past orientation that I'm catching you up to today in terms of May. Okay. I may skip that Page of Cups, depending if I have any questions. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune. Catching up to present day. That means there's a bit of a preview here in terms of possibly the past orientation. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune. One of the reasons I get asked why I don't do past checks anymore is because people more often than not show me the past. It becomes redundant, and also I have to be aware of my own time. Five of Wands, Three of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. Passage of time. You're showing me there's something here you used to connect to, but it was kind of fussy. It wouldn't come through. Why they're showing me this now, I don't know, as it relates to you and catching up to the month on something that you have been resting on and gaining insight on, recovering from. So why you're having to show me so much recovery over what looks like a very simple connection, I don't know, but it meant a lot to you with the Ace of Pentacles. The problem is it didn't seem to come out in much more substance beyond a difficult connection, Three Cups. The idea of the Three Cups, guys, is supposed to be easy. Basic social, emotional connectivity between yourself, someone else, maybe a couple folks, family, friends, the lightness of it. And it can also signify I'm trying to connect with someone in particular. Absolutely. And we do it over and over again because the idea is, again, it's positive, or it should be positive. Celebratory and light. Easy to connect to. Fun. Yeah? And you're saying there's something here I was trying to connect to over and over again that wasn't so fun. Five of Wands. I kept doing it. And Ace of Pentacles, I kept trying to make it mean more than it was. And you're showing me exhaustion there, trying to connect with something and give it more value, give it more substance. And it's just a Three Cups that would not go beyond that. There was a lot there in terms of I want this to mean more. I want this connection to have more substance, and yet there was resistance. Five of Wands. Okay. So here I'm seeing what looks like a Scorpio frustrated because even while we're connecting to something, we want it to have more significance or value, and it's not happening. So this happened over a passage of time with the Wheel of Fortune that, as far as I can tell, you no longer do this. You reflect on it. You reflect on these behaviors. You reflect on whomever it is you were connecting to and how you really very much wanted it to have more meaning, substance, connectivity with the Ace of Pentacles, which would suggest it should rise above a Three of Cups. But that didn't happen. There was always an element of frustration here that kind of cut this connectivity in half or downsized it or gave it less than significant meaning. Okay. And that happened over a period of time. You reflect upon this now. As far as I can tell, you're no longer giving to it in terms of time, energy, and effort. You think about it. Okay. We're going to see why that's important. I'm going to go ahead and jump over that Four of Swords in your reflection of it to this day. What that has possibly taught you, how you're recovering from it. Insights about why that was difficult. Insight about why you kept trying to give it more or wanting it to be more. Something like this. Let's see that Four of Swords. Let's see that Four of Swords. Show me that Four of Swords, please. For Scorpio. Five of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the Three of Wands. Yeah, you keep showing me a reflection of memories and how you had to heal from this, waiting for stronger connectivity that just never came through. Communication, meaning, significance, time, energy, and effort. Somewhere between reality and the sense of emotional futility, trying to connect with this in more meaningful ways and more impactful ways. You reflect on this now from a place of quiet space. It's very quiet. And you're saying this is what you had to recover from. Communication that was always cut in half, Five of Pentacles. Connectivity that was always cut in half. Okay. This idea of waiting, Three of Wands, in between long periods of a whole bunch of nothing. There was something, then there was nothing. There was something, then there was nothing. And you waiting on the sidelines, always looking for proof of more substance, more communication, more meaning, more context, more, again, impactfulness. And that's all they're showing me. You reflect on this in May, how far you've come, how distant you are now from that frustration, that level of waiting, that level of broken meaning and context. And that's very tiresome. Absolutely. You absolutely spend energy waiting. And that's why people can wait for so long, because it's a low-level expense until you stretch it out over time. Then you see how exhausting it is, always waiting for more. More communication, more substance, more proof of existence, more proof of something. Anything. This could be work, you waiting for more appreciation and value at work, and it's not happening. No matter who you connect to, it just never seems to be given to you. Pay raise, recognition, relationships that you have with family, friends, significant others, any of that qualifies. I just know that at least with one particular area in your life, under one particular circumstance, you allowed yourself to be on standby a lot longer than perhaps you should have done. Always looking for more proof. All I see is a Scorpio looking for more proof. And the exhaustion of it. And because it is, like I said. That's why I say, all the time. For those of you rolling your eyes, okay, fine. There's new people here too. You never ask someone to wait, and you never volunteer. The Scorpio I'm looking at, you volunteered to wait. Always looking for more proof. Okay? One day you stopped, and they're catching me up to May, and how you can reflect upon it now. And how you can think back on it now. And how you can heal from it now. And how you have been. So good. That's good. You learned. So why are you showing me this? I'm proud of you. You could have still chosen to keep waiting for more proof. A lot of people do. Then they become angry, resentful, and bitter instead of moving it on and stop waiting. You could have done that, but you didn't. At some point, you stopped participating in the nonsense. You started healing from it. The moment you stop participating in nonsense, the moment you start healing from it. It's not a rapid process. If you think of it this way, here's the general rule for recovering, okay, in terms of healing at the psychological level for most people. Not everybody, everybody's process for separation, moving on, and grieving is entirely different. But there is one general rule. It may or may not apply to you, but I'll tell you what that is. However long it is you were waiting, let's say it was a year, putting yourself out there over and over again, working harder, exceeding expectations, wanting to get that raise, and you're still not getting the results. It's going to other people except you. And you're like, okay, just a little more time, a little more waiting, me just being better, doing better, being more, whatever. Let's say you did that for a year before you finally called it quits and understood the promotions for everyone else except you. It's not fair, but we recognize it, and we don't have to participate in that nonsense anymore. How long might it take you to say recover from those efforts? The general rule is half. Understand? Let's say you were in that dogfight for a year. It'll take you about 6 months to recover from the time, energy, and effort in that sense of understanding and allowing yourself to see it and grieve for the time lost. 6 months then. So apply that to a relationship. Let's say you were waiting on somebody to give you more proof of greater expectations, feeling, whatever. Let's say you did that 3 years. About 1.5. Yeah. Reality hits home when somebody puts it out like that, right? Through another lens. That's why I tell people and warn them all the time about waiting. You don't really know how much it costs you until you stop waiting. Okay? Because part of your soul is still searching. Part of your brain is now trained to keep looking for something that's not there. So that's where all that recovery time comes in, the healing time, which is all you've shown me. So you've had a heck of a recovery time. You see this, you acknowledge it. Let's keep on keeping on. Let's see what you've learned or continued to learn. Let's see that Hanged Man. The dangers of waiting. The dangers of waiting and how to overcome it. Step 1, stop participating. Step 2, be brutally honest with yourself about how long you were waiting. Step 3, acknowledge it, grieve it. Maybe start there. Like I said, everybody's process is different. The point is you saw it and stopped doing it. All right, moving on. Hanged Man. Let's take a look at that Hanged Man. The Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, Devil, Unrequited. Okay. Tales old as time, that one. Devils plus Lovers. Okay. Unrequited. The bond was extremely strong, but if it had nowhere to go, if it did not develop properly the way it was supposed to between two people, which means it's a constant choice between two people. Let's say the circumstances were extremely difficult. Someone couldn't step into themselves and understand they wanted this. Somebody was denying the strength of the connection because it's fearful, it's too challenging, you name it. It's all that in the Lovers. That's all packed up into one tidy package of holy hell. Okay. The Lovers, you have to understand, it is our most rewarding connection we can have, and therefore our most challenging. The challenging piece being what we see in ourselves, we see in the other person. That includes our strengths and our weaknesses, our pros and our cons, our good stuff and our not so good stuff. Therefore, it challenges us. We think it's the other person, it's really within ourselves. So that means everything begins with the self, so you have to choose yourself first, all your worst parts and your best parts, in order to see it and acknowledge in someone else. It's a whole thing. So when the devil shows up attached to it, one or both people brilliantly did not do the work or couldn't get anywhere near it. So it creates this really powerful construct to go back and forth with it. I'm attracted to this and I don't understand why. I got to push it away and it scares me and I don't understand why. I want to see myself in it. I want to experience it. I want to find myself. I want to touch it. I want to get near it. I want to taste it. And I don't want to have anything to do with it. It scares me. That's what that is. And sometimes the Lovers will switch off. Someone's ready for it. They want to be open towards it. The other person's like, I just want to look at it sometimes, but I'm not trying to get in it like that. But we don't know this. We're just inherently confused, excited, disgusted, attracted, give it, get it away, back and forth. And that's what happens when the devil shows up. That's more or less the Lovers completely down to the T, you know? And that can take a long time. So that immediately kind of explains to me your background and where you find yourself in present day in May, reflecting on all this. And it's the reflection isn't yet to be done. Because it's so strongly here and so strongly unrequited. In other words, these two could not get on the same page at all. Time, space, mental, spiritual, emotional, sexual, the whole thing. That means their energy still leaves an imprint on you and vice versa. So here we have 3 majors over a major. Devil, Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune. To this day, it is something that bears and weighs heavily on your soul, where you still try to find and understand your place and role in it, how it looked in reality, how it actually felt spiritually and emotionally, and you trying to reconcile these differences. You have gained a lot of insight. I will give you full marks for this. You really did the due diligence on this one. Okay. This must have, I don't know how long the Scorpio waited, but if I'm looking at you correctly, it was a hot minute. For some of you, possibly 3, 4, 5 years. Okay. You're still learning to this day. I don't know that the person whom you're connected to is. I just know that you two are still very much spiritually linked because it was unresolved, most likely. That means to an extent they still think about you, they are still conflicted about you, they're still compelled toward you, and they still feel a certain level of need to reject and bring in and then reject. So there you go. Let's keep on keeping on. I don't think just because the devil's there does not mean automatically that the connection is toxic. It can mean, like I said, unrequited, but then it also comes out in toxic behavior. So is the whole thing like the baby out with the bathwater? Not necessarily. It depends on two people's willingness to work on themselves and then therefore the connection. So is it completely a write-off job? I don't know. That's why we're here. We have to allow room for people to evolve and change, but they need to evolve and change on their own time. And sometimes it takes a catalyst, like a strong connection, for us to see that. Or we shrink further into ourselves and we never evolve at all. I see that after you disconnected from this, you didn't shrink at all, you expanded, but it was probably extremely difficult. All right, let's see this Three of Pentacles. Let's see that Three of Pentacles. Queen of Cups, Ace of Wands, the Fool. Someone's going to try to re-engage the connection. I don't know if it's you or them. I see a radiant, what looks like reaction in you, or that could be your idea. I honestly don't know. You have to understand the duality of this reading today is already quite high. It will be re-engaged soon. Okay. Whatever this is, I know that it will evoke in you some very strong, beautiful, natural feelings. I know you love it. There you are. And a part of you shines brightly at the idea of it. You would, in your heart of hearts, you might be showing or feeling disgust, but there's a part of you that smiles. Because in your own way, authentically to your core, you do love this. And you're saying you would take a risk on it again. That's how deeply you love this. Despite your separation, the learning phase, the unrequitedness of it, the frustration of it, the back and forth of it, in your heart of Scorpio hearts, which is not a challenge. Tarot doesn't dictate action. You do. Tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of it. If all you can feel is the weight of disgust, and I would never see this person again, that is you. That would be your reading if I was reading that Scorpio, as it were. I'm seeing a Scorpio who, in their honest hearts, would very much, if anything, connect just to try. No expectations. Because you do seem to love this authentically to your core. I celebrate truth, not the inauthentic self. What you learned is real. And the whole point of time moving us forward is that we can either change and evolve and learn ourselves about ourselves better and what we would do next time if there ever was a next time, or you don't. You're saying this, you would really re-engage with this at a clean slate level if given the opportunity, and the opportunity is coming up. So I know your good heart's in there. Let's see the devil. Let's see if you can be met with the same. Okay? Let's see that devil, please. Show me the devil, show me the devil, show me the devil. Well, now, I thought you were going to have me getting me into a kind of sleepy Scorpio reading, you know? It's like, because the retreat process for us is real. So I can't say I was surprised in the opening, but I was also like, where are you? Where's your stinger? Where's your punch? Where the hell is Scorpio? I caught you in a meditative space, in that kind of retreat energy, which not everybody understands about Scorpio. That's okay. You don't need to. The people who love you and are concerned with you the most understand your process, even if they don't personally get it. You know? In that case, I always kind of think of Guns N' Roses' November Rain. We all need some time on our own. Everybody needs some time all alone. Scorpio gets that. You know? Let's see. Anyway, let's see that devil, please. Show me that devil. Our responsibility is to tell people, hey guys, I'm checking out for a minute. A lot of Scorpios don't do that. I was like, I don't need to tell anybody my business. Well, if you have people who are close to you and depend on you, you do have an obligation there. Okay? So it's one of those little things you can counter correct right there, right then. Just FYI. That was your Scorpio PSA. When you have one of your meditative checkouts, just let people know. Hey, it might be hard to get a hold of me over the next couple days. I need some downtime. Cool. That's it. That's it. There you got blanket coverage, you know? There you go. Okay. Two of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Oh, hey. Hey now. I'm almost kind of proud of whomever this is. Hey. Over there, devil. No, what did I say, guys? With the Lovers, is it completely baby out of the bathwater? Baby out with the bathwater? Whatever. I'm a little tired. My mouth muscles are kicking in. By that I mean my impediment. You know, it's the devil here. It is unrequited, and like I said, it can be unrequited all day long. But like I said, the Lovers is indeed our greatest challenge, therefore our greatest reward. You're not the only one who's learned some things. Somebody else is showing me signs of evolution as well. And we only fail if we choose to not learn, not evolve, to not change. We're supposed to change. How we see ourselves, what we did, why we did it. You've got some things, I think, that if you could go back in time and alter, you probably would. You learned a lot. What's the point of learning if you're not willing to see yourself? What you did, how you did it, the role you played. They have a similar output today. There is something in this person that's been growing in terms of an imperative need to perhaps right what was wronged. I don't quite know what that means to them, but it's important that they do it. Particularly as it concerns the love space between you two. That was by far this person's biggest ID print about what constituted unrequited between you two. Were the feelings the same? And what's attached to them upon clarification is the need to correct that impression. It's hard. I really cannot put words into this person's mouth. All I have are the cards and the impression where you came from and how you perceived it, what you learned and your faults, and then somebody's biggest fear is what needs to be corrected the most. Is that sense of emotional harmony here, the 2 cups. This is between you and me. Knight of Pentacles, understanding slowly, and it was a slow process. Just like you had a slow recovery process. For them, this was a slow learning process. That the heart space here at the end of the day was fair. It was more fair than perhaps it was understood. And that was a fear for somebody. So again, the Lovers is meant to be challenging. If somebody's biggest fear is to have equal love in something that is incredibly powerful but not easily understood, that's what had to be counter-corrected. So here I'm seeing someone's at least spiritual evolution and the need to correct this piece. And as far as I can tell, it's the only piece that made this connection unrequited, was understanding that the emotions probably from the very beginning were equal. Okay. But if we didn't know that, if we couldn't acknowledge it, if it was too much of a deep fear for someone, that's not going to be an Instapot correction. That's what I'm saying. People need time to change. They need time to grow. It's weird. We really have to, it's so frustrating because I know we want to write off these bad experiences and why we'll never do it again and they're just an asshole and that makes us feel safe. But it doesn't really teach us much. That kind of write-off mentality doesn't teach us anything other than the fact that we need to protect ourselves and our egos and how we got hurt and minimizing our own roles and overplaying someone else's. And true lovers' connections, if they're ever meant to come back around in a more healthy way, both people need to figure out how they played into it. What were your fears that were knocking around that kind of influenced you and theirs? You're saying from a really pure heart that you would honestly would give this another crack. 3 of Pentacles, just maybe starting over. Clean slate. Start with the basics. Try to be friends again. And it's really honest. I feel like you too might have a decent shot at least exchanging what you've learned. Okay? We'll start there. All right, let's zippity on down to the future. Yeah, future, a little further out. Okay, King of Cups, what's going on? This is quite interesting today. It's funny. I know I've been complaining about your past several in-depths. I don't mean to complain. It's just frustrating for me because I want to see other things. That's all. It's selfish. The message is the message is the message. And I'm like, You know, and it could be that this person's coming forward finally now at the right time. I don't know. Whatever the right time is, it's soon. All right. Let's see you with that King of Cups, yeah? Let's see that King of Cups. Well, I'm assuming that's you. Let's see that King of Cups. Yeah, I know it's been really hard for somebody. I see that. Double 10 of Wands. Let's see that King of Cups, please. Show me that King of Cups. Oh. Ace of Swords, Chariot, the World. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. You have the option to open up towards this or close it out. It's a truth, as you understand it. The Chariot can move in either direction here. It's your choice. You both have choice. Ace of Swords, Chariot, the World. You can reopen this case, close it. Just my only advice here, okay, is that third world that most people don't think about. Ongoing cycles. This is going to be one of those cases, guys, where you need to see proof of change. And that should inform you to either completely reopen towards it in some way, no matter how small, which some would argue is better than nothing. Okay? But that's if two people have learned and changed. Or you can completely close it out if you don't see enough evidence. But the third choice is that you can default to the old connection and how it used to run. And you see where that got you. So just discern to the best of your abilities. Go with the information that you have to work with in present day. And the Chariot, move your vehicle forward with intent. Just know what it is that you're doing, because you do have choice here. Judgment is here as well. Let's see Judgment. Show me 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 Judgment. Tower. Ooh, Ace of Cups. Seven of Cups. Yeah. Called it, bro. Called it, sis. Tell you what, lessons are real, and they're really real. Yeah. This person's biggest fear is reflected here on Judgment. That's impacted you both, or at least it has the potential to. Hence, it's still your choice, and just like they have choice. So here we have Judgment, the Tower. What was radically learned was that this wasn't frivolous. Okay, this feeling of love actually had depth, meaning, and context to the other person's life as well. But again, if it's what you fear the most in a lover's connection, okay, not understanding that, it was this one. The emotional set point was the same between you two this whole time. Yeah, you're going to have a lesson and a powerful moment to realize the truth that was there. You know, the love was always there. There you go. Very powerful insight there. Okay. That's it. I'm seeing shared points of view. You got the honesty attached to you, lessons, insight. I'm learning. Someone's explaining the process, what they experienced. Okay. Let's see the Lovers, please. Show me the Lovers. I don't know if it's going to be happily ever after, guys. I can't guarantee that. Nobody can. Your willingness to try, to listen, and therefore make informed decisions for yourself shows your own willingness to progress, evolve, and change. But you do have the choice to cut this off and not listen to it at all. I don't see you doing that, at least not right now. Let's see the Lovers, please. Show me the Lovers, show me the Lovers, show me the Lovers. The Hierophant, Six of Cups, Four of Wands. You two are deeply connected. Okay. Deeply connected. I don't know how long that process is going to take. I don't know. You literally had a fairy tale happy ending. And I'm not one of those readers. I don't do that shit. 33 minutes. Yeah, no, I don't do that shit. You have a fairy tale ending. To say all is right in the end is, I see you, dare I say it, married to your equal, your partner in this life. The two people who finally choose each other at last. I don't know how long that's going to take. Did you see how much time was here on the table today? This obviously suppresses May. Judgment, Towers, Justice, time passing. But in the end, I see you very much committed to your lover, your best friend, your soul bond, your everything, as you are to them. Okay. Oh, dear. Okay. Just call. I just call to say. No, that was spam. But for some reason, they call when I'm describing this very beautiful happy outcome that's intimate, is gorgeous, is lovely. And I get one of these just interrupting call. I have to, by the way, for my daughter and other things like that are imperative that I sometimes have to stop. That's why I have it on. But so it's just, I'm just called to say. That was like such good timing, the perfect song to fit that. I remember that song impacted me so much when I was a kid. I never really understood why. 4 of Wands, 6 of Cups, and the Hierophant. I mean, you really are married to your best friend. Soul bond, lover. That person, like I said, who is your greatest challenge, you're each other's greatest challenge, is also your greatest reward. Congratulations to you both. Having said that, go live life. Go live life. You waited long enough. When the time is right for this to intersect and show up, and you're showing more enthusiasm, positivity, and love towards this than perhaps you realized what this still means to you despite the odds. Against all odds. Was that against? Yeah, that was against all odds. I think that's Phil Collins. Huh. What's going on? I think, yeah. Oh, congratulations. Early congratulations to you both. And for those Scorpios, you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't worry, I'll get to you. I'll tune into you eventually. Whatever this is needs to play out the way it needs to play out. But it's so beautiful. Congratulations if it's you. Okay. Forming structure, solid foundation. I know it starts out as just getting reacquainted with that 3 of Pentacles. Such a small thing. But when 2 people do the work and they mean it, it shows. They rise above so they can claim each other. It's a rare thing, I must say. Manifesting the solidity of one's life, future formations, foundations, and structures. Congratulations. Know who you are. There's a generous offer in there. Interesting. I don't quite know what that is, but it's there. Chemistry, passion, you don't say. Was there chemistry in there with unrequited lover? Of course there was. That wasn't the issue. The passion wasn't the issue. That wasn't the issue. Someone's deepest fear of this being, feeling the same, was of course the truth that was there the whole time. And it needed to be discovered, and it couldn't be discovered in each other's proximity. You think it would. But in something like this, where it fails to click on one person's side, you really can't always discover these things within each other's proximity. Sometimes it takes separation to generate the truth. Self-love, creation, set your intentions. Yes, indeed. Choose this because it's right for you, not because it's wrong for you. And like I was telling you not too long ago, choose the one that chooses you. Okay. And I don't mean default setting. Right there on the split, too. I'll be touched. The lovers as well. Right there on the split. 15. I very rarely see marriage so explicit like that at the end. Or anywhere, really. At the 4 of Wands with the Hierophant, well, can't really screw that one up. So, I mean, you can do, but not that one. 6 of Cups over the lovers. A little redundant. But it's a beautiful redundant. Go on then. This absolutely applies to your opening. Time is a thief. You bet it is. You bet your ass it is. Time is a thief. Number 24. I know. That's the consequences of waiting. Home. I know. I see a lot of that in your quiet space right here in the comfort of thy home. It's not that you haven't been unproductive. You still care about your home. You still care about your own sense of self, privacy, and then concern yourself with your absolute upfront priorities. I know some of you have a very proud, house proud, as we would call it. Yeah, I know, I'm the same way. Your quiet space. But yes, been walking the pathway too. Some of you are active walkers, trailblazers, or just it's your meditative space, is your intimate environment, surroundings, forest, nature, home. 4:35, you've had a lot of time to think, in other words. You've had a lot of time to think and walk the path about the ending, particularly as it relates to you. Number 19. 19 might be confirmation for some of you. Well, it's like, oh, Christina, aren't you a 19? Yes, I am. That's great. All right, you guys. I do hope this helped you. Congratulations. Will I go back to seeing an empowered Scorpio who's just building empires and knocking things out? Of course I will. But we've had a nice, interesting, complicated, sometimes exhausting interim of really intense love energies for you. But things come through the way they're supposed to. Who am I to deny that? That ain't bad. Be married to your lover and your best friend. Your soul bond. So here we have a teammate and a soul bond. Now that's a beautiful combination, baby. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.